Well, on the last video, I realized that the audio and video were out of sync, and I was doing it on my computer and then uploading it. So this time I'm trying to upload directly to as I recorded, so hopefully that fixed the issue. I also promised that I'd be more conscious of my ums, um, like that, as well as I don't even remember anymore. Absolutely exhausted today. But what I did want to talk about, this post is called Live from Berlin. I'm actually no longer in Berlin. I was in Berlin for 2 days this week for focus groups. And though one may think, and maybe it's just me, but someone may think that, guys in Berlin are completely different than guys in the UK and the US and Brazil and Japan and whatnot. It was actually really interesting to see these guys talk about the project we were showing them and how similar these guys really are. There were certainly some clear differences. That the guys were actually a lot more articulate. They were a lot more, a little more sophisticated, well thought through, but they didn't they weren't any different than any guys I've seen back in the U.S. If they were interested in, we were talking a little about design, the things they were interested in were the same things guys in the U.S. were interested in. It was cars, iPods, it was cell phones, it was um, perfume bottles. Um, I'm catching myself with the ums now, but overall, it was the same sort of things, and it's really interesting. Part of me feels like cultures are different, the way you slightly different, families different, school is completely different, the way the school systems are structured, and when you start learning for what you're going to major in and go to college, and what you study in high school and what you do after, it's just the structure is very different. So you would assume that a lot of these influences actually cause the way these guys think and what really drives them, what interests them, and the way they act and the way they interact with each other to be slightly different. But maybe acts is such a proposition, helping the guy get the girl, and I'm not trying to toot our. I have nothing to do with coming up with that, but it's simple, and that's why it's successful. But maybe because it's so simple and it's such an that drives many guys that when the topic of conversation in the end boils down to getting the girl, and every guy wants to get the girl, then it basically is the same for any guy, no matter where he is, what language he comes from, no matter really what you're talking about, whether you're talking fragrances or colors or design or whatever else. So I found that to be really interesting. I was in Berlin for 2 days for these focus groups. I didn't have much time to get around Berlin. I walked a little bit, it was about 7-8 blocks or so from the focus group facility to our hotel, and it actually looked like Berlin was rather gorgeous. So I do hope to get back shortly, and maybe actually in 2 weeks now. But it was a good trip. Things in the office are going well. I'm absolutely exhausted today from traveling. I was really early, so I'm gonna go to sleep. It's about midnight now, and hopefully I'll do another video blog tomorrow to a little bit more about not part of work, but another part of work, and maybe what else has been going on, and my upcoming schedule. So I'm actually going to be in London for next week. I will be in the US for a week from February 3rd to February 9th, and then I'm going to be back in Berlin for 2 days for a different group. So things are starting to heat up. My third week now here that I've entered into, here, and there's starting momentum, which is nice because I was getting a little bored, wondering things were going to start, but now they're starting, and I'm pushing for a little bit more. So hopefully things will get pretty much exciting, rolling on their own, and soon enough it's going to be. Just looking at my calendar, I'm already trying to figure out what I'm doing in March, so which is already about halfway through my time here. So that's so good. I feel like I'm rambling. I'm exhausted, so I will go to sleep. See you soon.